That's Lonnie's wife and daughter, granddaughter of ours. My wife Carol is sitting over here. I think most of you have met her this morning. Well, there's another group of people I take for granted that I hardly ever mention their names or introduce them, but I think in a group like this, you need to know exactly who they are because you already know, but I think they do a fantastic job because they have to contend with me, and that's the people who do the organizing, and they keep thinking that, you know, this is a political campaign. This is not just go after the Fed campaign, and they have to think politically. So, and they worked, of course, in the Campaign for Liberty as well as in the previous campaign. So I want to mention, I think I don't know if they're still here. Is John here, or did they run out on me? Well, anyway, I'll mention their names.
Which John?
John Tate. Here's John Tate here.
Hi,
John. And Jesse Benton is the political director. Debbie is Debbie Hopper here, who's been with us for a few years. She's a great organizer.
She's right outside.
Okay, and John McArdle that helped put this together. Where's John? Now Jesse has a particularly difficult job because he's in the family. He's married to another granddaughter, and he lives near us, so he hears from me all the time. Anytime I have a complaint, he hears from me. But anyway, they have done a good job, and they've kept the campaign on track. And I think the campaign is going very, very well. And sometimes I think it's in spite of me. Sometimes I think I help. But really, what I think really is tremendous help is the message of liberty, and that's why we're winning this fight and we're making such progress. So I want to actually thank you very much because we can't have a campaign, we can't change the country without people like you. People who work hard at it, are interested, study and reading and influencing people, and give the support that we need. If we don't have support from people like you, there is no campaign. I mean, already in this campaign there are several that have started to drop by the wayside. And basically when they start weakening or don't run a full campaign, it has to do with the fact that they don't have financial backing. And I have not been very good personally at knocking on doors, making phone calls and saying, hey look, I need you to make a donation, I need you to make a donation. But I do deeply appreciate it. I think it's a lot more fun having a message that is spontaneously popular, and then a few people get together, and it turns out to be a lot of people, and spontaneously have an event like the original Money Bomb on the day we were celebrating the Tea Party effort back in 207. And that is the kind of thing that I think is very encouraging, to see this spontaneity of an expression of support for the message and for what we're doing. And this is obviously where we're making a lot of progress. Last night, of course, we had a little debate, and it seems, I think I should qualify that. It wasn't a little debate, it was an opportunity of a few minutes here and there to get our message out. And there's been a few times I've walked away fairly frustrated with the whole effort. You know, how did I do? Did the message get out? Was there any benefit from it? But I'm always very pleased after the dust settles and I read a few things and talk to a few people. For the most part, people feel very happy that we have these debates and we get more supporters all the time. And I thank you all for giving me the support and the encouragement that is so necessary. You know, last night there was a picture came out last night, and it's on the internet this morning, and it's a picture of myself with, I think, the governor of Texas or something. Sorry, we had several governors up there. It was the governor of Texas. And the truth is that I had never met him before. And some of the people in the media sort of think, I don't believe you. How could that be true? He's your governor, and you've both been in business, political business for a long time. And it's true, we've never crossed paths. So last night we did. And the picture, of course, if you haven't seen it, is Barry is looking straight at me, and he has his hand on my arm like he's not going to let me move, and he's doing this to me. Everybody my kids, including, have been writing to me, what was he saying to you? So this morning we had a call from the Des Moines Register. What was he saying to you? And I said, well, I'll tell you what he was saying to me, I cannot repeat. It was so bad. And she said, what? So I said, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. That doesn't matter, it'll be on the internet saying, it was so bad, I couldn't repeat it. You know, what he was saying to me. But the truth is, I wish it were a much more interesting story than that, because I don't even recall the moment that was occurring, and I don't remember exactly what he said. And we didn't have any crosswords, so I'm sorry about that. The most challenging words were said on the stage when not only I but others called him on some of the programs in Texas, and it's not a beautiful sight in Texas, although the statistics are better. But we're better off, and I think maybe Ron or somebody else brought it up, that we have a right to work law, and we don't have an income tax, and we don't have corporate tax, and that does invite business in. But there are some other things, like in Texas, there's 170,000 new government jobs. That's not exactly the kind of jobs that we want. But anyway, it was a worthwhile evening, and I am satisfied that we got some of our points across. But we still have a long way to go. But there's a big difference between what's happening now and what happened 4 years ago. I mean, 4 years ago, it was with a fair amount of pressure that somebody talked me into doing that, and I did do it. But actually, I thought the results were way beyond my expectations. If you'd have told me 4 years ago that we would be where we are today, both philosophically and politically, I wouldn't have believed you, because it is an overwhelming task. People say, well, what are you going to do tomorrow, and how come you didn't do this, and what's going to happen next week? I said, in a way, what we're trying to do is change 100 years of bad government, so we have to be, look at this in a proper perspective. So yes, we know what to do, but they say, what are you going to do the first day you're in office? Well, it's not easy to give jobs. I said, well, that's not the easiest thing to do, and you got to talk about tax codes and business cycle and all this. But then I said, well, it's the first day. What does the president have the most